Hello, everyone. Welcome back. This is our third episode of our campaign, The Gilded City. As always, before we get started, go ahead and do all of those YouTube things that everybody asks you to do. Go ahead and hit that subscribe button, leave a comment, or a like on the video, and of course, share this video with anybody you think would like it. And as a reminder, there's also going to be a podcast version of this, so if you would prefer to listen to us, you should be able to locate that. Links for everything important, as always, down in the description box below the video. But we're not gonna do this whole thing for very long today, so let's go ahead and jump into episode 3. Last time, after being brought together by a mysterious elven gentleman calling himself Vinny, our heroes were led to the sewers, where a trial awaits them to find out if they're suitable for a job that Vinny has in mind for them. While traversing the sewers, the party was attacked by a group of sahuagin, saying that they were intruding upon the domain of Barracuda. Fighting their way past two groups of sahuagin, the party eventually arrived to a cistern chamber where they found yet more sahuagin underwater, including a much larger one. Pushing past the group, Bowman cannonballed straight into the cistern. And that is where we left off last time. So as you all sort of look at the battle map, again, you're sort of at the top of the ladder currently, but this is just sort of how I've loaded you all in there for now. Bowman, you are of course down in the water because you have cannonballed straight out into the center of the area, thus attracting the ire of the sahuagin in the water. I'm gonna have everybody go ahead and roll initiative for me.
Woo-woo. Oh, geez.
All right. Going through Nyx.
17.
Octavia.
10.
10. Great. Artemis.
6.
Wonderful. Janara.
10.
10. Bowman.
10.
10. Wow. All right. And Penny.
15.
15. Great.
She said 10. I was going to lose it.
Another 10.
Another 10.
Oops, all 10s. Okay. So top of the initiative order is going to be Nyx, followed by the larger one, then Penny, followed by the 10 crew, which is Bowman, Janara, and Octavia. Then Artemis, then bringing up the rear, we have the other two sahuagin. So at the top of the initiative order, Nyx, you're sort of like peering down from the pipe up top at the top of the ladder. You can, push past anybody that you need to. You see Bowman has cannonballed straight into the middle of this cistern, and the sahuagin seem to be turning towards him and moving in his direction in, you would guess, not a friendly manner. though you're not 100% sure. The lighter colored water looks like it's fairly shallowed. Is fairly shallow.
Okay. The like stone on the outside, is that like a ledge that we can stand on, or is that wall?
That should be wall. Okay. Hold on.
Because we came out.
Oh, you
to,
can
like,
see it. Oh, well, in that case, I must have messed up something. So you can actually just all pretend like you're
Okay.
back in the pipe there in
Okay.
whatever order you want, but you can move through everybody.
Okay.
But that was a mistake on my part. But yeah, there's a wall around, but there's no dry ground over here.
Okay. Yeah, because we just like came out to a cave.
Yeah, you were going through a pipe
Right.
that connected the previous room to this room.
Okay. Then can I bonus action hide?
Like up in the pipe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so
it's much darker up here, so you think you could probably find like move through the group and like press yourself up against the wall of the pipe, and yeah, you can try to make a stealth check.
ooh, that's a natural 20, so 25.
You you disappear into the shadows. You know how a lot of like sewer pipes have the little like indents in them? You just squeeze into one of those indents and disappear.
Cool. Except I'm not gonna completely disappear because I'm gonna make ourselves known, and I'm gonna yell, "Cover your ears!" and shoot my gun.
Okay, great. Which one are you shooting at?
The big one.
The big one. Go ahead and make an attack roll for me. You are, I would say, effectively hidden with a natural 20. So go ahead and roll that with advantage for me.
I rolled a 2 and a 3. So I'm gonna guess an 8 does not.
An
hit.
8 does not, in fact, hit. The sound of a gunshot goes off, reverberates through the pipe, and just you couldn't get the angle right, peering through the water because he's underwater, so it just goes into the water harmlessly. And you've totally given away your location now, so you are no longer hidden. Great. Is that going to be your turn?
Well, at that point, I think I'm gonna just like dive into the water. Just
The
go
deep
like-
water or climb down into the shallow water?
Oh shoot! Sorry, my screen is freaking out. I'm gonna attempt to just climb down.
That's fine. Yeah, you've got enough movement to do that. So you clamber down, you push past everybody and clamber down into the shallow water, which is about I'd say a foot deep, which is
So I should
like a third of your height,
Yep. But I can still stand.
yes, but you can still stand.
I'm gonna just yell out, "Shit! Sorry, guys."
Great. All right. It is the large fella's turn. He is going to Bowman, you're down underwater. You see these sahuagin turning on you. You see this big one. He's got 4 arms as opposed to just 2 like the others. And he is going to reach out towards you and attempt to grapple you. So this is going to be an opposed athletics check for me. So go ahead and roll athletics.
23.
Ooh, all right. He only got a 16. So he swims towards you and he tries to grab you, like all 4 arms just trying to loop around you. You push and break free and sort of do like one of these to swim backward away from him. He snarls at you and pulls from behind his back a very, very large trident, which he grips in two hands, and he's going to attempt to attack you. That is going to be a math 19 to hit.
19 hits.
19 hits? Great. Okay, that's going to be 11 piercing damage. As he tries to stab you with the trident and connects, and you feel a sharp pain as the trident like stabs into your side. He pulls out and goes to stab you again. Does a 14 hit?
14 does not hit.
Okay, so the second one he goes to stab again, and this time you like you quickly knock it out of the way with like your forearm against the shaft of the trident. You then hear a voice reverberating through the water from his mouth. He says something in a he looks towards his people, and he says something in sort of a guttural language you don't understand. But it sounded like he was giving orders of some kind to the other two. That's going to be his turn. Penny, it's your turn.
So I'm gonna move out of the pipe.
Yeah, you're up
is
in the
the
pipe.
shallow? Yeah. So it's gonna take me 15 feet of movement to get out of it, or is any of it difficult terrain? Because people are there.
Yeah, I'd say it takes you probably 15 feet of movement to get down.
Then I want to move just a little bit away there. So I'll move 20 feet, and then I'm going to use my rifle at the big guy.
Okay, so you are within. Well, no, he's underwater, so you're not within 5 feet of him. So you can make your attack roll normally.
That is a 21.
21 hits. Go ahead and roll your damage.
Ooh. That doesn't make any sense. That's a 10.
Nice. All right. Yeah.
That's like the
Penny, you climb down, you sling out your rifle and take careful aim, and bang! Bowman, you see whizzing past you. You see like you don't really see it, but you feel the current whiz past you as a bullet goes through the water and pierces this big guy like right in his shoulder after he's finished barking an order to his subordinates. Anything else, Penny?
No, that's gonna be it.
Okay, great. That is going to bring us to the 10 crew. Any preference on order, 10 crew? Who wants to go first? Okay, I'll go in the order that you're in the combat tracker then. Bowman.
Bowman is going to go after the big one.
Great.
And with his two-handed brass knuckles.
Yep, go for it. Disadvantage because you're swimming while you're doing this.
Okay. Oh, actually, got the same number twice. So it does a 23 hit.
23 does hit, yes.
Thank goodness. All right. Then we're gonna do. Oh, that's a that's a 10. Okay. Does 8 does 8 damage hit. 8 damage, and then I'm going to use Divine Smite. To do an extra 2d8.
Great.
Yes.
All right, so that's an extra 8 damage on top of the.
Great. So 16 damage total. That's a nice hefty hit. So you swimming through the water, you take your brass knuckles and you like slam them on either side of this guy's huge face. And as you do so, there's a flash of divine light that sort of boils some of the water right in the vicinity of this thing's face. As your knuckles come away, they're steaming a little bit in the water. Bowman, you haven't drawn on your divine power in quite some time, and this is it's sort of you have like sort of a very strange feeling in your chest. Anything else for you, Bowman?
Bowman is going to use a little bit of his movement and just get up on the more shallow end of the water.
Great. He is going to take an opportunity attack at you as you try to swim away from him, but you can certainly do so. Well, that was a 2 on the die, so I am assuming that a 9 does not hit.
It does not, no.
Okay, you swim up and climb up onto the ledge where the water is only about a foot deep.
Burst out of the water. Oh.
Awesome. Janara, it's your turn.
I am going to try to throw with 2-weapon fighting. Can I throw 2 darts, or do I have to be like attacking him with 2 daggers?
You could throw 2 darts, I would say. I think darts count as light weapons. So yeah, you could throw 2 darts.
I'm going to try to get closer. Like I'll try to get next to where Bowman is.
Okay, yeah, go ahead.
And then I'll throw 2 darts at him.
Yeah.
Or try to throw 2 darts at him.
Great. Yeah, make your attack rolls.
Ooh, that was a nat 20 plus 4.
That is obviously going to hit. So that's a critical hit. So I think this is our first combat critical hit. I have started house ruling my crits to make them a little bit more significant. So you're going to take the max possible damage on the die and then roll the die one more time, add that together, and then add the modifier.
7 damage.
Great.
And then I'll try to throw another one at him.
Great.
The 17 hit.
17 does hit.
That's 5 more damage.
Great. All right. Yeah, you jump down in the water. He's still like reeling from the blast of divine light that hit that smote him. And you toss a couple of darts real quick into the water and puncture him through like a couple of like chinks in this plate of armor that he's wearing on his chest. And they catch him at a couple of weak points and he snarls in pain as blood starts like filling the water around him. Awesome. Octavia, it's your turn.
Okay. Could I use lightning lure on the one like in the bottom right corner, like closest to me?
So
15 feet.
He is both underwater and you're like up a ladder and he's underwater. So I would say the distance is more than the range on the lightning lure spell. So you'd probably have to climb down the ladder to get in range.
Okay. Then I'm going to instead cast Witch Bolt at that guy.
The one in the bottom right?
Yeah.
Great, go for it.
From where I am.
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. That's a 24 to hit.
24 definitely hits. Yeah, you snap the shot with your camera and the red electricity shoots out of the bulb and connects.
That is 9 damage.
Awesome. Great. Yeah. You do the damage, and you currently have concentration on that spell as you are inflicting this damage.
Excellent.
Anything else from you?
Nope.
Okay, great. Artemis.
Woo. Let's see. We're up in the.
Yeah, you're
Pipe.
like right. You were
we're
at
gonna.
the front in the pipe, so you're like right at the top of the ladder at this point. And then basically everybody's rushed past you, climbing down the ladder. And you're just getting jostled from side to side as you're trying to figure out what to
That
do.
totally tracks. Yeah. After getting knocked every other way, I decide it's time to move. I'm gonna slide down the ladder.
Great.
Kersploosh in the water. And then I'm going to just dart along the perimeter going, excuse me, sorry, so sorry. I'm just running over here, so just sorry. Hey, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Hey, that's it. I'm going to get there, look back at everybody, be like, all right, well, we've all shown that we can do magic, so here we go. And he's going to take a big breath and go, and start making the most annoying noise ever. As I cast Bane on each 3 of these guys.
Great.
Which is a charisma saving throw, please.
All right. I'm gonna roll for the big guy first.
Okay.
We got that is a 14.
Success.
Okay. And then the other 2. Oh gosh, I dropped one. 16 for both of them.
Great. Yeah. Great. That doesn't work. Kind of stop making that annoying god awful racket and.
Oh, sorry, it was a 15. They have a -1. I don't think that changes
thanks.
anything.
Well, the save is 13, so. Great. So I just run over to the corner and go. Ah! Doesn't work, so I'll stop doing that, and that's my deal.
Great.
Oh, we gotta be all right. We gotta be useful. Can I still see Janara
Yeah.
or Octavia rather?
Yeah.
in the pipe?
You can see Octavia up in the pipe.
All right. I will clear my throat, get rid of whatever that was. Be like, all right, useful. Octavia takes photographs, pics of dead guys and shit that slaps. Don't know much about her more than that, but I bet she can still kick your ass. Be inspired.
Oh my god. That is so great.
You just made my day.
All right, you have a D6 that you can add to an ability check, attack roll, or saving throw sometime within the next 10 minutes.
Fantastic.
Oh. All right. It is now the sahuagin's turns. This one right here is gonna swim up and out of the water right in front of you, Penny, seeing that you shot their boss. And he is going to pull out a spear and start trying to stab at you. So first one is a natural 20. So that would be
No, I'm kidding.
13 piercing damage.
No, thank you. Oof.
Second one is does a 14 hit?
And is it too late to cast shield?
No, shield's a reaction. You can cast shield as a reaction.
Okay. Can I cast shield? Yeah, and then it won't hit.
Yep. So after taking a massive strike from the spear, you recoil backwards, and he goes to stab at you again, and again, and you just very quickly, with the little arcane knowledge you have, throw up a shield in front of you, and boom, the spear deflects off of it.
Who does 13 damage with a spear?
This guy. The other one
This
is gonna...
incredibly charismatic guy.
He has a -1. He just rolled well.
Oh my god.
I'm just that bad.
This one's gonna come attack you, Bowman. Seeing as you roasted his boss's head, and he's gonna take a couple stabs at you. Non-natural 20 to hit.
That hits.
Great. That's going to be 7 piercing damage.
That's a reasonable amount of damage.
And then second attack. That one is a natural 20. This is payback for last week when I was rolling so badly.
Are you about to die?
No. It's fine. That is going to be 12 piercing damage.
How you looking?
Bowman coughs while being pierced and just coughs a little bit of blood up with that last one.
Yeah, this guy jumps out of the water, charges at you, runs you through with a spear twice. Oh, and you're like, oh yeah, that's gonna leave a mark. That brings us to the top of the initiative order. Nyx, it's your turn.
Okay, I'm gonna jump up and go, hey, I can do that too, and stab the one that just attacked Bowman with my long pointy stick.
Your long pointy stick, sure. Go for it.
The pointy stick.
16.
16 hits. Go ahead and roll damage. You may add your sneak attack because you've got an ally engaged.
Wait, shoot. That's the wrong dice. Hang on. Yeah. Just gonna do that.
Yeah, your pokey stick should be a D8.
And then I just grabbed extra D8, but that's not what sneak attack is. 12 damage.
Nice. Very solid
Then-
hit.
Can I also take out my dagger with my offhand and poke
Yeah,
at
go
him?
for it.
14?
14 hits.
1.
And 1 damage. As this guy's busy stabbing Bowman with a spear, you run up and you just run your pokey stick
And then
stick right up under his guard,
Poke him.
and then he snarls backward as you pull out your knife and stab him in the arm a little bit, and he's like just a little pokey scratch on his arm. But he's looking pretty rough after you skewered him with your pokey stick.
Yes.
Great. It's
Big boy.
Barracuda's turn.
Big boy.
He swims up, his head breaking the surface, and he says in common now, "You enter my realm, attack me and my people. What excuse have you before we devour you whole?"
It's just business.
Very well. So be it. And yeah, I'm gonna say that's gonna burn up his bonus action. He is going to swim forward in the water. His two lower arms are propelling him while his two upper arms emerge out of the water to attack. He's going to try grappling you again, Bowman. So go ahead and make an opposed athletics check for me. He's supposed to be good at this, for the record.
24.
Yeah, he doesn't grapple you. Love one of my natural 20s now, but no. Okay. He reaches out towards you again, and you scramble backward out of the way. And he snarls and sort of does a big sweeping motion with his spear. So he's going to make both his attacks. The first one is going to be against Janara as he sweeps it, and the second one's going to be against you, Bowman, as he whirls it. So the first one against Janara, that is a 17 to hit.
That hits.
Great. Because he's sweeping it and kind of slamming into you with the pole of the trident, this is going to be in bludgeoning damage as opposed to piercing damage. Oh, I need another one of these. That is going to be 9 bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And then Bowman, that is a 18 to hit.
18 hits.
And I mean, we already know the outcome, but I was gonna try and scream something to distract him.
Oh, go for it. I'm not a huge stickler on that.
Cool. I'll see him swinging for Bowman, and just suddenly scream out, "Wait! I'll tell you a joke."
Go ahead and roll for your cutting words. See how much you reduce it by.
Go ahead and roll for humor. Let's see how funny this is.
How funny? 3?
3. So that reduces the 18 to hit to a 15 to hit. Does a 15 hit?
15 does not hit.
All right. As
I'm incredible.
As he swings this trident, it slams into the side of Janara and is about to hit Bowman. And Artemis, you shout that out, and he just turns at the last minute. And Bowman, you duck as the trident sails over your head. And he looks at you curiously, Artemis, and he's like, "What strange manner of person are you?"
A unique one, certainly.
Great, that's his turn. Cutting words coming in clutch. Penny, that's you.
So Penny's looking a little rough and she's pretty scared. So she's going to take out her trusty rapier out of her umbrella holder there. She's going to try to hit the one right in front of her. That is a 19 to hit.
19 hits. Go and roll your damage.
That's a 7 damage.
Nice. Yeah. So you all watch this monster's come out of the water and attacked Penny, who realized that at such close range the gun's going to be no good. So she drops it, and the like, you know, the shoulder band like has it swing down to her side, and she grabs the handle of this umbrella that you've noticed she's had on her the whole time, which seems a little odd, but you know, she's just had it like dangling from her belt. And she grabs the handle of the umbrella and pulls out a rapier like out of the umbrella and stabs this monster, doing a lot of damage as you do so. A nice hefty hit to his chest as he and again, blood pooling in the water. Great. Anything else?
If I try to move away, is that an opportunity attack?
He will attempt to make an attack of opportunity against you, yes.
Okay, I'll just stay where I am then.
Great. Bowman.
All right. Bowman is going to go after the big guy, the Barracuda, with his crowbar.
Great. Yeah, you pull out your crowbar, snap it to the full length.
I got a nat 20.
Nice.
Ooh.
So the crit applies to all the dice. So for instance, if you were to divine smite, it would also apply.
I
to
am
that.
going to do
Okay.
divine smite. That
Okay.
is not a question here. Bowman is looking rough. All right.
Fair.
All right. So that is already 20, 15. That's already 31 damage. Plus.
Yeah.
6.
That sounds right.
Plus 12. So 43 damage total.
I only ever get 7 damage.
You pull your crowbar out of your jacket, snap it open, just so pissed off at this thing, and you take the crowbar and slam it down right between his eyes. There's a blast of divine energy again, fills the entire chamber, and you just see the body of this huge monster go limp and start floating in the water. The scales of his head have been blackened by the divine blast of energy.
Okay, wait. Out of game, what dice do you roll for your crowbar?
A D12.
Yeah, the crowbar is a re-flavored great axe, which is why it's a huge crowbar and not just a
normal one.
Yeah.
As just because that was just kind of a badass move, can I look at the one that just stabbed me and roll for intimidation to try to scare it?
Absolutely, you may roll for an intimidation check.
All right, well that was 10, so
okay.
Even Bowman's gonna turn around and go.
Even so, I will say these other two guys not looking too great, and you just totally demolished their boss. Yeah, that was a great turn. Janara, you're up next.
I'm going to throw. Do we have an inkling of which one is looking more rough? Is the one next to Bowman looking a little bit more rough?
The one next to Penny looks worse.
Okay, I'm going
Not
to
by
throw...
much. They both look pretty bad.
Great. I'm going to throw both of my darts at the one towards Penny then. To see
Go for
if
it.
I can,
Go for it.
get a little closer to finishing them off. Oh, that wasn't great. I'm assuming a 9 doesn't hit.
9 does not, in fact, hit.
Let me roll for my other one. Oh, that was a nat 20.
Great.
Can you verify?
the nat 20 on the offhand attack, so you don't get to add the bonus, but I mean it's still a decent chunk of damage.
Yeah, that's still great. I would take it. That is 6.
He had exactly 6 hit points left. He's just been skewered by a rapier that came out of an umbrella, watched his boss get killed by a crowbar, and he's like, his eyes have gone wide, and you just chuck a dart across the room, catches him in the side of the neck, and he falls over dead. Awesome. Octavia.
Okay, since that guy is dead, I guess I gotta go after the other one. Gonna pull out my pistol from behind my jacket and shoot at the other guy. Like,
Go for it.
step out a little bit, like onto the ladder, but not into the water.
Yep. Go for it.
Okay, and I'm going to use my inspiration to help me. 20, not natural to hit.
That hits, yes.
Yeah. Okay, and then 4 damage from the
All right.
pistol.
Nice. A nice solid hit. Another bang slams into this thing. Actually, like rips a hole in one of the fins, like on the side of his head. And he grasps in pain. Awesome. Artemis, it's your turn.
Oh, all right. I will look at this last guy, kind of shrug at him a little bit and say, honestly, what's the point? Just give up. Vicious mockery.
Yeah, okay. Yeah. Let me roll his save. That's wisdom.
Yes, I'm double checking. Yes.
That's a 19.
Great. Success.
He is looking extremely nervous, but he does not take any damage from that.
Understandable. Just because we're gonna doot, 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 to the far corner.
Great. Okay.
Just for safety.
It is now this last guy's turn. He's going to take the disengage action.
From both of us?
He disengage just applies to everybody within range. And he's going to move 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And he's diving underwater as he goes. So that's going to be his full, his full movement. He has 40 feet of swimming speed, but so he swims down. He doesn't quite get to the very bottom of this cistern, but you can see him like way down underwater, trying to swim, trying to get away from all of you, basically. That's his turn. Nyx, it's your turn.
Yeah.
You still can see him. He's leaving like a trail of blood floating through the water as he swims.
Yeah, but I learned last time that bullets in water do not necessarily go great. But I can't catch up to because he's deep down.
Yeah, he swam down pretty deep.
I'm still gonna try to shoot him because I don't have anything else that could work.
Yep.
So am I rolling just normal or disadvantage?
Just roll normal. Yeah, the disadvantage I would rule applies when you are trying to swim and attack at the same time.
Ooh. That's a non-natural 20.
That, of course, hits. Go ahead and roll damage.
7.
7. Yeah, that's enough to do it. Yeah, he swims down. He's like at the bottom. He's like very, very close to the bottom of this cistern. And you just take careful aim, using his trail of blood to help you line up the shot, and goes to the water, hits the body, and then the body slowly floats to the surface. You guys did it.
Woo.
Yay!
Bowman is going to investigate the body of Barracuda.
Yeah, make an investigation check.
Does anyone have healing? Because Janara is a mere human and she was actually close to passing out.
That is a 15 for investigation.
15. You search his corpse. Doesn't actually have a ton on him. He has his trident, very, very large trident. As you examine the trident, it doesn't look like it's in super great shape. A little worn. It's got dents and dings in it. He has like he's wearing sort of a breastplate with some like shark designs embossed into them, but again, they're very worn and faded. And he wears like a necklace that has like little like shells on it.
How big is his head?
How big is his head? That is an excellent question. Probably about twice the size of Bowman's head.
Okay.
Before Bowman tries to hack him apart, Octavia's going to take a picture of the whole body.
Okay. Great.
Bum's gonna turn around and go, oh yeah, better idea.
You're like holding it like it's your like holding it by the antlers. Posing for a picture.
And put your head in the mouth.
You want to pose next to it?
No pictures.
Can I just kind of like swim out and investigate the deep part?
Yeah, you swim down into the water. Yeah, go ahead and make an investigation check for me.
Ooh, a natural 20, so 26.
Ooh, okay, so you swim down. It's about 10 feet deep. So you dive down, swim around, look at some stuff, dive back up for a breath after a little bit of searching, go back down, keep searching. So down sort of at the bottom of this cistern, it looks like the sahuagin have like made some like makeshift like hammocks out of seaweed that looks like they brought from the bay and like attached to the wall with like little pegs that they hammered in. So you find one for each of the sahuagin that you've killed, an extra large one for Barracuda. Counting how many of these you find, that accounts for all the sahuagin you've killed. So you don't think there are any left. Additionally, you find sort of a wooden box that it has been weighted down to keep it towards the bottom of the water. And you go over to it, and it's closed, and it appears locked with like a padlock.
Can I check it for traps?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say make an investigation check. Another investigation check, I guess.
While Nyx is down in the water, Bowman's gonna lay hands on Janara, and you can go up 6 points.
Thank you.
I got an 8.
An 8?
Yeah.
You don't think there's traps.
Cool. I'm gonna try to unlock it.
Right. Make a thieves' tools check. Plus proficiency and dexterity.
15.
That's gonna be enough. Yeah, you pop your thieves' tools in the lock. Click, click, click. Pops open. You open up this small box. You find going through it. You find a leather. Almost looks like a wallet, basically made of leather. Opening it up, you find a collection of just soaking wet talents. They're all like stuck together and stuff, but you probably have had the experience of when your money gets like soaking wet. If you like lay it out to dry, it's usually okay.
It's still money.
It's still money. I'll go ahead and tell you, it's 141 talents. Which would go in the gold pieces section on your character sheets. So 141 soaking wet talents. You also find a small pouch within which you see 6 gemstones of various types. And then you find a carefully corked and sealed bottle. Does not look like the seal has been broken, does not look like any water has leaked in, of a reddish liquid of some kind. You can make an Arcana check for me to see if you know what it is.
Okay. 19.
Yeah, you haven't really ever seen one in person because you're pretty poor. but this is what a potion of healing is supposed to look like. And then also a sealed, a long, thin sealed a case that it's not locked or anything. It's just closed and sealed.
Okay, I'm not going to open the case yet. I'm going to stash 81 talons in my pockets, and then bring everything up to everybody else.
Okay, great. Everybody's sort of busy doing their own thing. You know, Bowman was healing Janara. Octavia was taking pictures of the scene. Penny and Artemis, what were you two up to during this whole thing? Artemis trying to make himself look better?
I'm fixing my hair.
Fixing your
I
hair,
got a little
sure.
kerfuffled.
Penny's gonna scream over to Artemis, and not like a negative way, but just being like, "How old are you?
What?
How old are you?"
Oh, I'm 22. How old are you?
Okay, that's so funny because I'm 19, and I was gonna give you some advice on how to be like in a fight, because I thought maybe you were younger than me because you're all the way in the corner, and I got stabbed by a spear, and you were making jokes. And I'm not one to judge. Like, I know we all bring something to the table, and that's great. But also, like, I'm not feeling great.
Oh shit! I'm sorry. Heal, and I'll cast Healing Word on her.
Heal.
Wait, can Penny like step away from the healing word so she doesn't get healed?
I don't
It's
know what.
ranged.
It's a ranged healing spell.
Roll an attack.
Has anyone ever refused
if you
to heal?
do, if you do not want Artemis's healing makeup, I don't know.
Acrobatics.
A wisdom saving throw.
That was an 11.
Oh, that
Spell
succeeds.
goes through
Great,
and
yeah.
Artemis heals you. How much does Artemis heal Penny by?
Let's find out. Oh, minimum 4.
4. So you
boy.
like as Artemis shouts, heal at you, you like flinch backward, like, what the fuck are you doing? But as you do so, actually some of your wounds start to close and you feel better.
I didn't ask for your sympathy. Thank you. That was very kind of you. But do you even have a license to practice magic?
Obviously,
Penny!
would I be throwing magic around if I didn't have a license? I'm not an
Okay.
idiot, you know.
Okay. Well, I wasn't asking for your sympathy, but next time you better not be in the corner.
While that's all going on, Bowman's slowly dragging his almost lifeless body towards Artemis, and is just going to just look him dead in the face and just say, "Thanks for your help."
Yeah, you and I. You look at you. You're incredible. Like smashing people in half. Like holy shit.
And you have an okay stand-up routine.
Listen, I mean, I distracted him, right? Like, you and me, we're like, you know, we're a good team. I distracted him, and then you were just like, oh yeah, fuck this, boom. It was great.
I was like, fuck this. That's right. That was right. That's right.
Okay, so
Hey,
while all this is going on, then Nyx, make a sleight of hand check to steal most of that money without anybody
I
noticing.
did that underwater.
I know.
So can I
They
have
are
advantage?
sufficiently distracted. You are also underwater. Go ahead and roll that with advantage.
That's 22.
Easily beats everyone's passive
Yep.
perception. You have taken.
I don't think I would have beaten everybody's passive perception on one of those dice.
Well.
But
Yeah. You also find, by the way, I forgot to mention, there is sort of a closed like pipe at the bottom, like a drain or an outflow pipe or something like that. But you swim back up to the top with the stuff that you pulled out of the wooden box.
And you said last time that this area seemed like it was like there was more water than there was supposed to be.
That is correct.
Okay.
And Janara, I believe, does have the sewer workers manual if you all have any interest in trying to fix that, or you could just leave it. No one said you had to fix it.
First things first. Hey, I found a box. It's got some stuff in it. I found a wallet. I didn't ask. Is there like any form of identification on this?
No,
wallet?
it just had had money in it.
I found a wallet. I don't know whose it is. There's 60 talons in here we could divide up. Anybody
Sure.
want
Great.
some
That's
cash?
so many drinks.
Exactly. So I hand out 10 to everybody else and keep 10 for myself because that is 60 divided by 6.
Sounds good to me.
Thank you. That's very kind of you.
There's also these cool gemstones. Anybody have like color preferences or anything like that? There's 6 of them conveniently as well.
I'll take a blue one. If there's a blue one.
There a blue one?
Sure. Yeah. There's a couple of there 2 of them are sort of a greenish blue. A couple 3 of them are sort of an orangish color, and then there's a very, very dark one.
Does Artemis, or even perhaps myself, recognize what the different gemstones are?
What check would that be? I'm gonna say a nature check. Make a nature check for me. But I will say only Janara, Artemis, or Octavia all would possibly be able to recognize these gemstones, as they are the characters in the group from the upper class.
I got a 15.
15. Did either of the other you want to try or no?
Oh, yeah. We can give it a whirl.
That was the investigation.
Nature.
What was
Nature.
the sorry?
Nature.
Okay.
18.
13, 18. Yeah, Janara, you take a look at them. You think the blue ones are probably like some low value turquoise stones, nothing super special, but worth a little bit of money. Artemis, you've got some like jewelry and stuff, from you're from a wealthy family, but you didn't really ever care that much about the particulars of any of them. So you think you recognize some of them, but nothing super specific. With an 18, Octavia, you would know that there's 2 of them are the turquoise ones. The orange ones are some low quality like tiger's eye gems. And then the very, very dark one is like a piece of obsidian.
Can I have an orange one because it matches my hair?
Go for it. Here you go.
Thanks.
All right. Where should we go from here?
Should we try to?
There's a closed pipe.
Get
Also,
this-
hang on, Bowman, here. And I hand Bowman the healing potion.
Great.
I haven't seen one of these in a long time.
You should probably drink it.
And then you also have that thin wooden case that you haven't tried opening
Yeah.
yet. Are you gonna just hang on to that, or?
Yeah, I'm gonna wait until we're less surrounded by wet.
Okay, great.
But there's a closed pipe down there. Do we want to drain this room, or do we care? I don't know. What's mm-hmm.
Will we get extra credit if we drain it?
Probably not, but
Well, we were
Can't
supposed
hurt
to
to
clear
do
out a
it,
clog,
right?
right?
what does the manual say? Like, how difficult would it be to fix this?
Janara, flipping through the manual real quick. Yeah, you find this as a cistern room. There is supposed to be some water in the basin in the center of the room, the part where the water's deep, but it's not supposed to be so deep that it's spilling over into the area where you're all standing. Looking through it, fixing the problem is probably possible for you guys, but it would probably take a little while. And you know, maybe be a little bit more complicated than you would ideally like.
What would fixing it help with?
I mean, with the water level as high as it is in the cistern, because the cistern sort of, this is like an extra, I mean, it's a cistern, right? So it collects extra water that comes in from elsewhere, and you can actually see some closed pipes up near the tops of the wall that looks like they would be open to let more water in on occasion. And the floor you're standing on around the ring is very, very slightly tilted to allow the water to sort of flow into the center of the chamber. So if the water level is too high in here, then potentially there's just not as much room for more water to go. And then eventually, if this place were to fill up completely, it would cause backups and various other issues in here. I mean, the cistern is supposed to have a decent amount of water in it, but it's also supposed to allow that water back out into the rest of the sewage system occasionally. And it looks like that ability has just been somehow closed off.
Well, maybe we just let the regular sewer workers know about this. It's not like they're going to get eaten anymore.
It's true. Write a note on the wall.
I think we can just tell them when we get back.
Oh, that works too. How long have we been down here?
I would say between the fighting didn't take that long, but between the fighting and just sort of going through the stuff in this room, as well as figuring out the pipe situation in the previous room, along with all the walking that you did in the sewer itself, I'd say probably about an hour and a half total from when you first entered the sewers.
So it's probably like 8 o'clock at this point.
Well, by the time you all got to Vinny's, then with the time, I'd say it's probably pushing 9, maybe a little after 9.
So do we think that this is the blockage that Vinny was talking about?
I think the blockage was the things we killed.
I mean, we still got a little ways to go to get to that exit stairwell or ladder that they told us about. We were supposed to get to
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
12.
Oh
We
my
were
God, you're
just
right.
past 20.
Oh my god.
All right. Well, let's
Yeah,
go
it's
How are we
back.
not even supposed to do this?
No, I think this is what
We
we were supposed
probably
to
were.
do. But like, just in case there's more, we should probably finish.
Yeah.
Great. Is there anything else anybody wants to do in this cistern area before you return to the main sewer pipe?
I will hang out and suck up to Bowman a little bit, compliment him a lot more, keep complimenting him, be a tad annoying, you know. And somewhere in there, I'm assuming I eventually realize that he's a little hurt. And I go, oh, I can help with that. Real easy. I have no
No,
sweat at all. Happy to do it.
It's okay for now. Just wait. Just wait.
Got it. First thing you need, just yell out a word, our code word, something,
Our code word. Right.
whatever you want. I'll pick it up.
How about I'm dying?
That's a great one.
Okay.
It's a good one. Very clear. I think I'll be able to remember it.
Yep. Man, I got some drinking buddies that you would be great friends with. Just constantly talking. There's a dwarf that just won't shut up.
Great. Yeah, we should totally get some drinks together sometime after this. It'd be fun.
You can get that. Just let's walk. Let's go.
Great. You all
Am I-
return. Huh? What was that?
Am I allowed to reload my guns while we're here so I don't have to do it if we...
Yeah, you can reload your gun as you're walking. It's easy enough to do. Great. You all return to the main pipe and continue on your way down to the exit location. You make it all the way to DS12 without further incident and climb up the ladder and up out of the manhole back into the now dark streets of the dock ward. All right, so yeah, you guys made it all the way to the end of the sewer area, climbed out safely. You're on your way back to Butcher's Butchers to check in with Vinny. On your way, I would just like everybody to quickly make a Constitution saving throw for me.
Austin.
I'll just go around and get those from everybody. So Artemis first.
6.
Great. Octavia.
6.
Great. Penny.
13.
Okay.
Buddy.
Nix.
15.
Janara. What was that?
6.
6.
What is this?
Club.
10 club or
Right.
6 club?
Club.
Okay, and Foman.
15.
15. Okay. All right. For some of you, there's going to be stuff that happens later, but not right this second.
We smell that bad.
Oh no.
Anyway, yes, you all are covered in sewer water. You had to, even though the cistern water was clean, you then had to go back out into the sewer water. So yeah, you all smell bad, you look bad. It's just not a great situation. But you make it back to Butcher's Butcher. The shop is closed for the night, but as Vinny promised, the door was left open for you. So you find your way back down into the cellar, where you go back into the secret room, and you find Vinny and Freedom are waiting for you. Vinny has sort of been sitting at the behind the table, just writing in some kind of ledger. He sees you all walk in, closes it, puts it away. Ah, welcome back. How'd it go?
We killed them all.
Well, I'm gonna need more context for that. I knew there was a blockage, but I didn't know what the blockage was for. What happened? Tell me everything.
Oh, you see, and then we tell them the story of the last 2.5 hours.
Great.
See episode 2 and 3.
Yeah, you relay everything that happened. Vinny sort of strokes his chin.
Yeah, we didn't see anything else, just the weird Barracuda people.
Real interesting. Did you find anything that that my guys might have left behind when they were killed off?
No, I don't think we did.
Just a lot of murky water and fish people.
We found a guide for the sewers.
Nix, I am gonna need a deception check from you. You do get help. You do get help from Bowman on this.
18.
18. Pretty good. Great. Vinny just sort of nods and says, all right, well, I hoped that maybe some of their stuff was left, but what can you do? Sometimes stuff goes missing in this line of business. At the very least, I know my supply line is presumably secure now. Unless y'all are lying to me. Got any proof you took care of this?
Well, I took some photos, but those won't be ready until I get them developed. So
Understandable. Well, you know, I'll have some folks go through there in the next couple of days, and presumably they'll make it to the end because you all seem to make it out just fine. And hey, maybe you're good to go for the big job. Freedom, the tiefling, says, I told you these folks were the right people for the job, boss. It is interesting, though. Sahuagin and the sewers, they shouldn't be down there. They usually live out in the ocean. Were you able to figure out any reason why they were down there?
I mean, they'd flooded up a cistern, but you know, we're probably encroaching on their territory a bit with all the new shipping traffic and whatnot.
Can Bowman roll for history for the fact that he is a seaman and has probably maybe...
Yeah, go ahead and make a history check for me. See what you know about Sahuagin and why they might have moved into the sewers.
That was a 12.
12. At best guess, you'd say that Octavia's statement, it sounds plausible, but it's difficult to know for sure. There's like different, tribes and nations of Sahuagin that live under the sea, so it's, it's hard to say without knowing more information about the specific context of these ones. Vinny just sort of shrugged, says, look, as long as they're dead and out of the way, I don't really care. Thank you, all of you, for your excellent work today. I appreciate it. As for the big job, we got that coming up in a 10-day. Complete that for me, and, well, your debts are paid, as I already said to all of you. I'm not inclined to give you more information at this time, but a 10-day from now, return here, same time you showed up today, tell you the big job, go in and do it for me, and we're good.
All right.
So we're not gonna get escorted again, or like not gonna have a messenger come get us.
No, you know where it is. You know how to count the days, I presume. Find your way back here.
Anything else?
And if you don't, we found you before, we can find you again.
Comforting.
Any suggestions about what we should have ready for the big job? Because
yeah, if you got any masks, bring those. I can provide a few pieces of cloth you can just throw over your face to hide it. But if you got your own masks that you want to wear to hide your face, probably go with that. Not that I expect you to run into anyone on this mission, mind, but on the off chance that you are spotted, let's just say that what you might be doing isn't entirely 100% above the board legal.
what?
But it is legal.
Was the help I
Yeah.
provided you legal? That's what I thought.
I mean, no one said it wasn't.
Mm,
I was under the impression it was just a favor.
really?
Yeah.
Really, you think the things you acquired from me usually come that cheap and are accessible to someone of your social standing? Because they're not.
I can see now where I might have been mistaken. But I don't necessarily feel like we should all be punished for this.
You're not being punished. Look, I can see there's a few bleeding hearts among you. So if the idea of being free from debt to me isn't enough, just be assured that even if you might be doing something slightly, maybe a little bit illegal, it's going to a good cause.
I will say they broke me out of jail once before, so they could do it again, maybe.
Jail?
Yeah.
Like with the bars?
Yeah, there were
And
bars.
like extended amount of time.
I mean, not if they break us out quick enough.
Oh. Okay.
Would you do that if we, went to jail? You'd break us out. You'd get us out. You'd out.
Yeah. Probably owe me another favor.
Oh my god.
Do I believe him?
Make an insight check.
Okay. Inside. 21.
You'd probably owe him another favor.
Charming.
So
But
let
he'd
me
do
get
it. It sounds like he's being honest.
So let me get this straight. 10-day, meet back here, bring mask.
Correct.
All right.
And if you don't have them, I'm happy to provide bandanas for those who don't.
And the job is mostly legal.
Whatever helps you sleep at night, Miss Presswell. Whatever helps
Okay.
you sleep at night.
One last question.
You go.
2 last questions, apparently. Real quick. These bandanas, are they, 100% cotton or something that might irritate my face?
If you're remarkably concerned about the material, I would advise you bring your own. I
Also,
can make
you
no
just walked
guarantees
through
where
this-
these are coming from.
You just walked through the sewers.
Oh,
Yes, and I will be remedying that as soon as possible. Let me assure you.
Nara has plenty of masks from her adventures. She will bring enough clean masks for all of us.
Oh.
Well, what a given gesture. Thank you, Miss Darling.
So there's nothing else that we need
What
to
are your
bring, just
endeavors?
masks. Only masks, nothing else.
I mean, all the implements you brought with you tonight seem to serve you pretty well.
Okay.
Great.
The ledger that he was writing in,
Yes.
you said he put it away
Yes.
on like a shelf or something?
No, inside his coat, inside
Oh.
his tweed jacket.
Okay.
I don't think you can get that one.
Yeah. Fuck it. Artemis is dumb.
And actually,
what were you writing?
Nothing you need to concern yourself with, Mr. Brightshield. Just some business matters.
I wrote a novel once. It didn't go very well. Good luck to you.
Legal business matters.
I appreciate the well wishes, Mr. Brightshield. And Miss Presswell, sure, if it helps you sleep at night.
Yep. Legal.
Well, I think that's an evening, folks. I will see you all in a 10-day. You're free to go.
Right.
Bye.
Bye.
See ya.
You all exit Butcher's Butcher on the streets outside. Anybody have anything else they want to do, or is everybody just heading back to their various abodes for the evening?
I'm gonna say
You're
to
great.
Penny, hey, you're a journalist, right? You might want to get just if you want to go somewhere, maybe bend the rules a little bit and be okay with it. And then you'll get the story. Just saying.
She's got a really good point.
Yeah. I mean, I've just never had to do that with all the pieces that I've written before. I'm writing about restaurant openings. The worst I've ever had to do is like try to find someone's house and get there at like 6 in the morning and stand out there until they wake up. That's the worst thing I've ever had to done.
Why did you?
Nix, please make an insight check for me. Not a super high DC, but just an insight check for me.
13.
It's gonna be good enough. Penny is saying all this about being nervous, about doing illegal stuff. She did use magic. You saw her use magic, and just purely based on her clothes, you do not think that she is from a wealthy enough family to afford a magic license.
That's true.
But
Why were you waiting outside somebody's house at 6 a.m. though?
Because I had to get the quote.
Okay.
You need quotes to substantiate your evidence in the article. It adds a human element that really like connects to the reader, you know? I'll bring some of my stories for you when I see you.
Great. I can't wait. I can't wait. Probably read some of them.
Oh.
People normally leave that section of paper in the trash.
Yeah.
And that's where I get my news. So
I'm happy that you're reading my stuff and also very disappointed at the sentiment.
I realized halfway through that sentence it wasn't as great as I thought it was gonna be. So sorry, yeah. But good restaurant openings, can't go to them, but sound exciting.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna go to bed now. This has been very.
You're not. Well, you're not gonna, grab any drinks or anything. We want a bunch of money.
If anyone wants a drink,
And we
you
didn't
can come to my
die.
friend's bar with me.
I'm down.
There we go.
I have to be at work at like 6 o'clock in the morning. So
I also have to be at work in about. Bowman's gonna look at the town clock that may be nearby.
yeah, there's a in like the up in like the roof of an extremely old building is a clock. You know it is extremely wrong because nobody has the money to come fix it and make it correct. But you also know how wrong it is. So you are able to figure out what time it is.
Boat stock sharply before dawn, so I have to go.
We have so much time before dawn. Come on, you two.
I also smell like shit.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, well, I was
Spirit
gonna go.
Red all day.
Can I?
Right.
Do you think I have enough sway at the bar to offer someone a job there?
You might be able to talk Sanctuary into it.
I mean,
I'd say you've got a fairly decent chance of talking Sanctuary into it. There would probably be a role involved, but you're close enough with Sanctuary that you don't think it would be that hard.
I mean, if you don't feel like dealing with your thread all day, my friend's bar would probably take you. They're usually looking for new people.
It's like a fixer.
Ask whatever he needs help with.
Maybe we'll see if I get fired this week.
Sounds good.
I'll take you up on it the next time I see you.
I also got threatened to be fired this week.
Hey, did you lie about your previous criminal experience as well?
No.
Oh,
No.
I mean, I know Sanctuary pretty well. If you get fired, let me know.
okay. I'll
both of you.
These jobs you have sound very, very stressful. I mean, just go grab a new one. You've got an offer right here. It works. Done.
If I didn't know I just traveled through the sewers, I could smell the privilege on your breath.
It takes him a
And
moment.
Bowman's
and he
gonna start
finally goes,
walking away after that point.
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Bowman and Nix, you split off from the rest of the group. Are the rest of you going and getting drinks?
Well, I'd like to go find a place to clean up a little bit first
I know a
before
good place.
going. Excellent.
Great. You decide to go. You all decide to go clean off first before going to the bar. So you go off to do that. While you four are going off to do that, Nix and Bowman, you make your way back to your abodes. It takes both of you sort of a while to get there. Nix, you get home. It's it's fairly late by the time you get home.
Not gonna come through the front door.
Okay. You make your way around and quietly go in the back door, shut it quietly behind you. You do actually hear a couple voices in the kitchen. You recognize your mother's voice, and you also hear an unfamiliar voice. They're just chatting really quick. You hear the unfamiliar voice. It's a bit deeper than a gnome's would typically be. Sounds human, probably, would be your guess. And you just hear the voice say, Vera, thank you so much. I really, really appreciate this. Thank you. And you hear your mother responds, of course, Andrew dear, we have to help each other out at the canning factory. Hopefully you'll be able to put this food to good use.
Is that it?
They're just continuing along that same vein. If you want, you can go into the kitchen, but
No, I'm just gonna kind of smile to myself and nod and go quickly to the bathroom, and wash myself, and then take probably gonna stash 60 gold under my
Talents.
talons under my mattress, and take 10 of them, and just after I'm clean, just start hiding them around the house, so that it's not obvious that there's just money laying out there, but maybe somebody left it in a pocket or in a drawer or by keys or whatever.
Yeah, you're you just finished putting one in the hall cabinet when your mom reaches the end of the hall and she's like, "Oh, Nix, honey, you're home."
Yeah. I heard you talking, so I didn't want to bother you.
Well, don't you worry about it, honey. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good. Everything's fine.
You look a little, I don't know, peaky.
I feel fine as far as I know.
Oh, all right. Dear, I hope you know, your father's just worried about you. He just wants you to be able to have a full life. He's just worried that he's worried about the opportunities available for you already, and he's just concerned that you may not, being part of the Equal Participation Association may make it more difficult for you to get opportunities for jobs in the future.
Oh, actually, and feel free to tell Dad this, but I have a job possibly waiting for me if I decide I don't want to work at the textile factory anymore. It's a bar somewhere doing something. But it's a solid offer. I think I mean, I just met them tonight, so I'm not entirely sure what their character's like, but they seem really genuine, and they offered me a job at their friend's bar, so I don't really know how like secure it is, but it's a possibility.
That does not seem to put your mom at ease. But she nods.
I'm
and,
really good at that.
she nods and she's like, all right, dear. But just we just want to make sure that you're able to take care of yourself. I mean, your father and I aren't going to be around forever, and we just want you and your sisters to be all right. That's all.
I know, and I give her a hug.
Okay, you give her a hug.
Excuse myself.
Okay, make your way to bed. Bowman. Is Bowman? So it's winter right now. Is Bowman currently in his usual location under the docks, or is he temporarily staying at like a poorhouse?
Bowman actually, when it's wintertime and it's too cold to have fun on the water, he actually sleeps in the party boats that the rich and wealthy use in the summertime.
That's right. So yeah, you wander through the docks. You find one of the party boats that's got the tarp pulled down over it for the winter. This is the same one that you've been sleeping in recently. So you know your way in. You break in and find yourself to rest inside the cabin of this luxury sailing vessel. As you go to sleep that night, your dreams are troubled. You find yourself back in the war. You and the other knights of the Purple Dragon you served with, the sort of core of paladins that fought alongside the Cormyrean army during the War of the Purple Dragon, you're riding into battle straight towards just a line of Sword Coast Federation soldiers with guns, who just let loose their fire and mow down your whole unit. This is, you've had this dream many times before. It's hard not to occasionally get these little flashbacks, but it goes a little different this time. You're lying on the ground, injured in the dream, and a tattered Cormyrean flag is sort of on the ground near you, and the Cormyrean flag has a purple dragon on it, the insignia of the kingdom. And you're looking at this tattered banner, and the battlefield around you sort of fades out until it's just you and this flag. And the purple dragon on the flag sort of peels off of the flag and grows until you are looking at a full purple dragon, who looks down to you and says, Bowman, the war may be over. Cormyr's glorious past, a quickly fading memory. But you can still return to your oaths in this new land. You still have the chance to do the right thing.
What is the right thing?
You know in your heart what the right thing is, Bowman. You've always known. You've closed yourself off. But you're not meant to live that way, Bowman. The gods chose you for a reason. Cormir chose you for a reason.
I understand.
And the dream fades. The rest of you go get cleaned up, and after getting cleaned up, are led by Janara to her favorite bar named Stevedore's Steins, so named because the majority of its clientele are stevedores or dock workers. A place run by a tiefling man with curly ram's horns named Sanctuary, and with sort of the motto that this is a place where people can go to escape their troubles for a spell or any period of time that they happen to stay in the bar. And you all enjoy an evening drinking there. Is there anything in particular that anybody wanted to do while you're at the bar, or just general drinking, bonding, carousing, that sort of thing?
I'm just going to check with Sanctuary and make sure I can actually hire 2 people.
Sure. Yeah, you pull Sanctuary off to the side. He's like, yeah, what is it? What is it, dear?
I met 2 people tonight that might both be losing their jobs soon. I was wondering if there was any chance I could offer them a job here. You know, I can help pay for their wages.
Maybe we can work something out. What sort of what are they like? I'd have to meet them, of course, but
One of them is a dock worker. He's a big guy. If you have any problems with anyone in the bar, he could probably help you with that. And just in general,
we do need a new bouncer. That's for certain.
The other one has a job where she's just like untangling string all day, but she seems really, really brave. You could probably have her greet people and maybe do some drinks for them. She seems friendly enough.
Right. Well, you can send them my way. I can't promise anything necessarily, Janara. I'd have to meet them first, but I'll see what I can do. If they lose their jobs, I'll see what I can do.
Thank you, Sanctuary. I'm going to give him the gem that I was given.
Oh dear, thank you.
You're welcome.
You don't have to. Where did you find this?
I would tell you, but I don't know if it was entirely legal, so I'm not going to.
Fair enough. And he pockets it. Yeah. Anything else at the bar?
I don't think so.
When she comes back, I'm gonna be like, did you like own this place or you just work here?
No, I don't work here. My friend Sanctuary runs this place. It's kind of been a home for me. People don't really recognize me as much when I'm here, or if they do, they don't leave me alone. So regardless, I appreciate it.
Sure. I think I was here once before when I was in town. There've been a lot of places like this, but this one stands out a little. It's nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
He tries to make it a safe place for people, hence his name.
I like that. That's good. Is there like music playing?
Yeah. Yeah. There's
Apparently.
there's a performer in the corner. Playing a rowdy tune on the fiddle. You see, you and Octavia kind of stand out like sore thumbs in your very nice clothes. Janara wears sort of more understated clothes, but even so, her clothes are in much better shape than anybody else's. But nobody seems to bother any of you. They're you got a bunch of people just enjoying their drinks. There's a whole bunch of people like gathered around the like tiny stage in the corner of the room where the fiddle player is playing his music, and they're sort of stomping and dancing and that sort of thing.
Nice. Yeah, I'll finish the drink, chit chat a little more, get to know everyone.
Great. Yeah.
After that, I'll go up to the bar.
Great.
Kind of offer to get everyone another round. I'll go up to the bar and kind of look around. How many like people are in here?
It's fairly crowded but not a huge space. I'd say probably about 25 or so patrons kind of packed into this small hole in the wall bar.
Can I do some quick mental math and determine how much a drink for everyone would be?
Certainly, you may do so. I would check, but that seems like a lot of
just
work
roll
to
for
reach.
Roll for
I did it. I reached anyway.
3. All right.
That is a 16.9 for the math. Check.
Yeah, we'll say it's not much. The drinks here are pretty cheap because this serves a fairly poor clientele.
Yeah.
So it's only gonna run you like, let's say 5 talents for everybody.
Great.
To get a drink.
Cool. I'm going to, after I get all of our drinks squared away, I'm just going to slip Sanctuary a little 5 talent bill, and say, listen, whenever someone comes up for a refill, give it to them, will you? And I'll go back to this.
That's very kind of you. Thank you. I will be sure to do that.
Just give them a quick little nod and come back to the table. They're like, all right, let's get fucked. That was hard.
Great. You all enjoy another round of drinks. Is there anything specific from Octavia or Penny while you're here in the bar, or just hanging out, chatting, that sort of thing?
Penny wants to dance.
Sure. Yeah.
She's gonna dance.
Great. Yeah, Penny, you go and join the crowd, like dancing as this fun fiddle music is playing.
She's gonna try to keep encouraging Octavia to come dance with her.
Yeah, you come back and like, come on, come join me.
Thank you, dear, but no.
So much fun. Look at all these people.
Yeah, that looks great, but no.
Always better to study people from inside the group than outside.
Yes, but I can go speak with these people more privately at the tables than on the dance floor.
Boo! And then Teddy's gonna turn around, keep dancing.
Great. Great.
Yeah, Octavia kind of like walks around the bar a little bit, trying to like meet interesting people and get their stories, see if anybody has anything interesting that might be fun to write about.
Yeah, a lot of people don't have a lot for you. They see your camera, they see you pull out your notepad when you try to talk to them, and they are not that interested in being quotes for the newspaper. But go ahead and make a general persuasion check for me, see if you get anything out of anybody.
Okay. 15.
That's not bad. Yeah, a couple of people are willing to talk to you. They talk about how difficult life is down here in the dock ward. The people here are extremely poor. The paychecks basically only cover being able to live, so nobody can save enough money to get into a better position. A lot of times their paychecks don't even cover their basic living expenses. So there's a lot of people who are homeless or living in poor houses or that sort of thing. So, you hear general stories about that. Also, evens or odds?
Odds.
That wasn't odd. You get the favorable result on this one. Well, I say favorable. One of the people you talk to says, yeah, it was crazy. As I was leaving my job today, a fucking red dragon landed on the roof of the boss's office.
Have you ever seen a red dragon in these parts before?
I heard rumors that one of the robber barons was secretly a dragon, but I didn't think they were real until today.
Do you know anybody who was close enough to see anything more?
Yeah. It was a big half-orc guy and his crew. I think Bowman's his name. And the other guys are Stu, and Darnick and Vin.
Excellent. Well, thank you.
Sure. And he goes back to his drink. Great. As the evening winds down, you eventually all find your way back to your homes, or Artemis in your case, back to your hotel suite. All unless you'd like to try to find somebody else's home to go back to.
Is there a spare room in this in the bar? Is there a room attached to the bar, or just a bar?
It's just a bar. There's a small apartment upstairs where Sanctuary lives, but there's no like rooms for rent or anything.
This boy says, I did spend the day in the sewer.
Yeah, he's pretty tired. He'll go home. He misses his silk sheets.
Great. Yeah, you all make your ways home, and in various states of inebriation, find your way to bed. The next morning, let's start with. I got 4 of you. Let's start with Penny. Penny, you wake up a bit later than usual, which is odd because your alarm clock is usually very loud in the morning, but you eventually find your way downstairs, and your father is actually home right now. He would typically be at the clock factory where he is a supervisor. He would typically already be there at this point in the morning. But he's actually down in sort of the kitchen. You live in the trades ward, which is literally the only middle class ward of the city. The middle class of Waterdeep is very, very small. But regardless, yeah, your father is sort of still here. Peter Presswell Sr. He's middle-aged. He has red hair like yours, and a matching red beard. But you see, gray is sort of making its way into the sides of his hair and into his beard. He's sort of he's fiddling with he's got like a clock in front of him that he's fiddling with his tools and his like particularly long fingers, which is really good for this his job. Looks up and you says, Penny, good to see you. You were home late last night. Figured I'd stay behind, going to work a little bit later today, and see why you were home so late last night.
Dad, that was very sweet of you. You didn't have to do that. That makes me feel bad missing work and everything. Honestly, it was fine. Everything was fine. Actually, the reason that I was late coming home was because of work, actually. It was actually because of work. So
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You didn't stay outside some person's house until 6 a.m. again, did you?
No, that was also for work though. So, pros and cons. But I didn't even get to tell you because I was home so late and okay, I know the whole writing thing you're not ecstatic about, but I will tell you that I went to the head editor of the paper the other day to finally give him an idea for one of my stories that I'm interested in. And he has his daughter, who is like this super awesome photojournalist, who is like also like super beautiful and super just very kind and generous and like an angel. She's going to be helping me on the piece. She's like mentoring me. So I have that going on, which I think you should be very proud of.
Well, I was never much one for the papers, and I know I have made it no secret that I feel that you writing little fluff pieces for the newspaper is a waste of time. I was about to say that we just got an opening at the clock factory if you wanted to come do some real hard work. Or, of course, the army's always recruiting. You could join your brothers, but this is getting a real story. That's good.
Yeah,
Your mother would be proud.
I think so too.
Well, I'm glad you're all right. I just worried a little bit, but yes, as long as you're fine, I'm going to head over to work for the day. Do you need anything while I'm out?
No, I'm good. Thanks again for waiting.
All right. And he sort of puts away his work and grabs his lunch pail and makes his way out the door.
Penny's gonna like kick a cupboard after he leaves.
Yeah, sure. That makes sense. We're gonna cut from there over to Artemis. Artemis, you are awoken a little hungover the next morning by a knock at your door in the fancy hotel where you stay, which is called the Sword Maiden's Gaze. You groggily get out of bed. You're in sort of your dressing gown, pajama. Get up, make your way over to the door. Open it up. You see one of the housekeeping staff. Master Artemis, so sorry to wake you up. Have a letter for you, and passes over a sealed envelope. The seal is features the symbol of a blue and silver phoenix, your family crest, fancy wax seal. And you know that you would typically get every 10 day what your older brother derogatorily calls an allowance. What you would prefer, he called a salary, but he automatically takes out your general living expenses. Like he pays the hotel staff for your room and that sort of thing. So he takes that out before he sends you spending money. So he calls it your allowance. It's early in the week for you to be getting your allowance. But I mean, it's the envelope feels like it has money in it.
Yes. Yes, thank you. I'll tip her I don't know, what's the appropriate amount?
Yeah, you just toss her like a coin, like a small coin, the equivalent of a copper piece. Or you can tip higher if you want, but the usual would just be.
I'm hungover, copper.
Yeah.
What are the currencies again? It's talent.
Talent and hold on, let me pull
I
up
just
my
looked it up.
notes.
Talent shard bit.
Bit. You took
Talent
her a bit.
Shard bit. Tip her a bit. Great. Close the door.
Opening up the envelope, you do find money inside, less than you're used to getting. as well as a letter. The letter reads, Brother dear, I have noticed that sales in your area are lagging somewhat behind my expectations. I know I can't expect you to understand the needs of our family's company, nor the position I've been put in trying to continue our father's legacy and improve our family's position and wealth. But I do need you to at least try. I am well aware that you would rather spend your days drinking and reveling with the common folk of the city, but it's long past time you grew up and did your duty to our family. Your allowance has been cut. Dagrin. And you find 100 talents in the envelope.
Charming. All right, I'm going to go to my writing desk that I presume is probably in there.
Yeah.
I'm going to pull out a sheet of parchment paper, get my little ink pen out. Dearest brother, thank you for your oh so kind words to greet me on this sunny morning. I fully recognize that the responsibilities of your arrogant assholery are difficult and may lead you to make uncomfortable situations, may lead you to uncomfortable situations and make uncomfortable choices, such as this. Know that I fully understand just how difficult a decision this was for you to make, cutting my, in quotes, allowance. So I thank you for your difficult decisions, recognize them, and kindly tell you, send the rest, or sales won't improve. Sincerely, your hardworking, devoted brother, me. And I will put a copper or a bit. I will put 1 bit in and seal it up.
Great. Yeah.
And have it delivered.
Great. Excellent. Great. Cut away from you.
You said it was 100?
100, yes.
Great. Great.
-2 bits.
Minus 2 bits and 100 talents. Awesome. Then I'm gonna burn the letter, like in the fireplace. I'll find a candle, the sealing wax.
Sure.
I'll burn it. Oh no, it's burning. It's gone. I could put it out. Oh, look, it's gone.
Great.
I'll get dressed. Gotta buy new clothes today. Because my last ones smell like shit, probably still.
You get dressed and head out for the day to either find someone who can clean your clothes or just buy new ones. We'll cut away from you.
Both.
Probably both. We'll cut away from you. We'll go over to Octavia's home. So the Sword Maiden's gaze is in the very, very fancy North Ward. We cut over to sort of the I would say probably the western edge of the North Ward, so that it borders the Sea Ward, where the inherited nobility live, where we find the Beret Manor. Very, very large dwelling, 3-story, lots and lots of rooms. Octavia, you wake up late as well. Rubbing your eyes, you kind of make your way downstairs, hoping that Jacinda maybe has some food prepared for you or something like that. As you come downstairs, though, you hear your father's voice call out from his study. Very unusual for him to be home this time of morning. He's usually over at the paper, but he calls out, Octavia, dear, come in here for a moment.
What are you doing home?
Actually, something for you. And you see that he's looking through his desk, pulling out various pieces of paper and stuff. And he says, I don't think I ever told you this, and I didn't want to say anything in front of your co-worker. But when I was still a reporter for the paper, this would have been Oh, this would have been before you. I was looking into the Watchful Order myself, actually. I believed that they were up to something illegal, and I was looking for leads related to that. Unfortunately, my story led me down a dead end, but I was hoping to turn up, see if I had any of my notes left over from when I was working on that. Maybe you can find something that I missed, since you and Miss Presswell are working together to look into the Watchful Order. And at this point, Jacinda, the halfling housekeeper, live-in halfling housekeeper who basically helped raise you, comes in. She's in sort of very simple work clothes, pale skin, honey blonde hair with sort of streaks of gray through it in a bun. And she's got sort of a tea tray, and she sets it down on the table, as well as like some scones, and she starts preparing tea for both of you. She looks up and says, "Ah, good morning, dear. How are you?"
Very well, thank you, Jacinda.
So she's pouring. She's getting the tea ready and stuff. And your father says, "Ah, found it. I don't. This is. I will look and see if I can find anything else. But I did find something for you." And he hands you a list of names. And he says, "These were contacts back when I was working the case. These folks were all part of an underground cell. They were looking to undermine the Watchful Order. I don't know if any of these people are still around, but it might be worth looking into. Especially this one." And he points to the top name on the list, which and he says, Felociel Celevaroon. She was an elven woman. And
Can you say that again? Sorry.
Felociel Celevaroon, an elven woman. She was an elven woman, and she seemed to be the leader of this group. As he says that, you just hear like one of the teacups just knocks over one of the teacups, and she's like, "Oh dear me, I'm so sorry about that, loves." And she pulls out like a rag and starts drying up the mess. But your father passes you the list of names. So at the top of the list of names is Felociel Celevaroon, then Feng, Feng, then Nowhere, then Salanop Albarati, Agatha Heloise, Manfred Carpenter, Donald McGreedy, and Barra Goroon, and Balasar Kimbatul. And I can send you these names later.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm writing quickly, but I can't go that quickly.
No, I will send you those names, but Jacinda's like cleaning up the mess she made, and then re-pours each of you a cup of tea and plates it with a scone and passes each of you one. Make an insight check for me.
Oh, that's not great. 12.
Something seems a little bit off by Jacinda, but you don't know what. Maybe she just didn't get enough sleep last night or something. But she passes over your tea and scone, and she sort of nods and says, "Right. Well, I of course have I have some housekeeping to do today, but I'll be around all day if either of you need anything." Pierre nods and says, "Thank you, Jacinda. I don't know what we would do without you. I'm actually going to be heading out for the day. But Octavia, good luck on your case. I hope these names give you something to work with. Like, again, I don't know if any of these people are still around, but
I'll look into it. Thank you, Father."
And he heads out for the day. So lastly, we'll cut away from you and over to Janara's home. Janara also lives in a large manor house, this one over in the Sea Ward. we sort of your Janara's particular home has a courtyard with sort of a punching bag and some other workout equipment in it. And Janara, you and the housekeeper / your mentor, Joyce, sort of human woman with very, very short steel gray hair, and sort of a lean athletic frame, kind of like you. She's running you through your various stances and attacks and that sort of thing. Just trying to keep you sharp, keep your training on point, that sort of thing. You get to the end of another round of those, and she says, "All right, let's stop there. Nice work as always, Janara. You always work quick at this." Janara, you do seem very, very slightly like off. Not your form. Your form's perfect as always, but just, your attitude seems a little bit off today. Did anything happen yesterday?
You think my parents made a deal with some shady person that they wouldn't have told you anything about?
It's possible. I mean, your parents and the rest of the last adventurers are, they do all sorts of things, all sorts of crazy things. It's possible. Do you have any more details?
No, I don't have much information. I just can't figure out what they would have made some sort of deal about, but they've left me with the burden to repay it.
This, or these individuals that your parents owe a favor or debt to, do you know what they look like?
The one woman who was in the house. Oh my gosh, I'm blanking on her description.
Freedom, tiefling woman, one of her horns is cut half off.
She was a tiefling woman. One of her horns was cut.
Well, that sounds like Freedom.
Yep, that was her name.
I actually I don't know her. I don't know her well, but I mean I've been here when she's met with your parents. She seems a trustworthy sort.
What deal did they make with her?
I don't know that they made any specific deal with her. I think they had similar interests. But I don't know for sure.
Well, I was told that if I do this job in 9 days' time, their debt would be paid. So I'm going to take care of it. I would just like some answers from them.
Well, perhaps we'll hear from them soon. They did, by the way, we did receive a telegram while you were out, from a message from your parents. They are continuing their trek northward. The telegram said that they wouldn't be in a place to send another telegram for quite some time, but they're continuing their exploration in the north of the world. So
that's something. At least I know that they are probably still alive.
yes, I wouldn't count your parents out. They and their companions aren't called the last adventurers for no reason.
That's true.
But well, let's run that practice form again. Come on. And you run through it again. And with that, we're going to go ahead and end for the evening. Thank you all for playing, and thank all of you for watching. As always, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're on YouTube and if you're on Spotify, don't forget to follow the podcast and check out the new episodes when they come out. They come out weekly, so just be on the lookout for episode 4 next week. Thank you guys. Bye.